I'd like to invite our next guest onto the stage. This man, Mr. Carsten is the founder, customer experience and project manager at Asia PMO Vietnam. Carsten can be best described as an enabler, business lead and entrepreneur in customer experience, operations, and leading large-scale program and project implementation. His vast experience of running projects and PMOs in Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. Here to bring his insight into objectives, key results, customer experience management, and how PMO will assist Myanmar organizations prepare for an agile future. I welcome to the stage Mr. Carsten Lei.
Thank you very much, and hello. So we will speak about PMO. Who knows what PMO stands for? PMO. Yeah, please. Anybody? Yes? Project management? Office, not organization. Office. Because office sounds more like doing something and getting something done. And that's what it's about. And I will come to this topic. So we are Asia PMO. We are based in Ho Chi Minh City. We do customer experience, project management, business transformation, consulting, and also e-commerce startup consulting. This is me and my partner. Here in Myanmar, we are frequent in Myanmar every 2-3 months. One of our clients here is MIT, Myanmar Institute of Technology, and also the Chocho Tsala Group. And one of our clients was also Solar Home, a startup here in Myanmar. Good. Enough from me. Now I need information from you. Please grab your phone. I think some of you are already on the phone the whole day, but now it's official. Please grab your phone. Yes. Go to menti.com. Menti.com. Now we can go to the browser. So please go to menti.com and put in the code 327291. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes? Okay. I'm not really a DJ. I cannot do this "are you ready" stuff so much. Yeah, sorry for that. Okay, please start voting. You have more than one vote on the first question. What is your organization already doing? Do you have a project management office who is leading projects? So they provide project managers. Do you have already an advanced project management office who is controlling and steering projects? Do you have project managers? Do you have project sponsors? And if you don't know, I will talk about it later. Good. So, I think Thierry, you make a very good job here because we get a lot of project managers. So MPC, thank you very much. We are getting a lot of project managers into Myanmar. And we are getting basic PMO, which we have a bundle of project managers who are leading central projects. Steering, controlling, a little bit behind. Project sponsor as a senior role, maybe we have to talk about it. Good, so many project managers in the room, wow. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next question. We have one more question. So, what do you use to measure achievements in your company? Do you use balanced scorecards? Do you use KPI, key performance indicators, or are you using OKR, objective and key result management? Okay, this is not a very tight race. So, most companies use KPI, and I think that's actually the picture in Southeast Asia. Now for agile management, we are recommending more and more to use the Google method OKR, and I will come to that a little bit later. Good. Balanced scorecard is a little bit of an old-fashioned model. I can see that here too. Yeah. So thank you very much for your participation. Let's go back to the presentation, please. Okay. If we look to project management office, where do we normally have a project management office in the company? Or where should it be? So normally we have on the top management, we have sponsors. Yeah, they should come from the top management who are sponsoring projects. I'm not a very big fan if a C-level is a project manager, because as it says in the title, project manager is a management role. So if you have a lot of directors who are managing projects, I think something is a little bit wrong in your organization. Project manager should be on a project management level, and the team, the project management team, of course, comes from the different departments. And PMO is somewhere connected to the top management and is steering, helping, supporting, controlling the projects for the whole company, ideally. Now, these are the opportunities. The pitfalls or the threats are, like we saw in the voting, there is no sponsor role. So as a project manager, you're a little bit lonely, not the lonely from the previous presentation, I mean the lonely in the work only. You're a little bit lonely because you are fighting probably against directors from other departments. And if you don't have a sponsor, nobody will support you. A lot of time, also project management is not, or project management office is not allowed to control IT. And IT is normally the scarcest resources in the company, and every project needs IT. So normally PMO should also do the resource handling or part of the resource handling of IT. Yeah? So what is project management office doing? So of course, as we see, they give project managers, or they have project managers to handle large-scale projects. Yeah? So if you have really big projects in the company, you don't want to give them to the head of sales or the head of marketing, because maybe they influence it. They push their agenda through. You want somebody neutral who is managing it. They normally should monitor and control the project portfolio. Means all the project together, how they are doing. But this is a little bit advanced PMO, and it's not happening in all organizations. Project Management Office should support with guidelines and templates, ideally maybe on the PMI standard. So you have PMP guidelines, PMP templates. A lot of you are studying that already. And also provide training. Because I see a lot in companies that people are just made project managers. And they have no clue how to run a project. Yeah, and they have to study themselves. So PMO actually should provide trainings if you have a good PMO. Now there are different stages of maturity of PMO, and I already said it. So at the beginning it's a little bit about guidelines, about giving team power or manpower, but the later stages of a PMO should be the advanced stages where you control projects, where you make reviews with all the project teams, where if a project have problems, they first come to PMO, and PMO is helping them to solve it inside the company. Yeah? So this is a little bit, and then the latest stage is of course the center of excellence, that PMO is really guiding all the change management activities, all the actions in the company, but it's very advanced. Now the opportunities here, when you run all the projects via PMO, of course you have transparency. PMO can send out a weekly report how all projects are doing. You normally have the RAG status, red, amber, green. And you have nice colors to see immediately how projects are doing on budget, on time, on scope. You have a full alignment. If you run projects under PMO, you can get a full alignment between the departments. And of course, you get a higher resource control. Because now sometimes people are just a little bit dumped around in companies. So he has an 80% job, he gets a 40% project and another 40% project. So the poor guy has to work 160% because nobody is controlling it. And PMO can do that, of course. The problem with PMO in such a powerful role, and I already tried to implement that in some companies, a lot of directors don't like it because they have other objectives. You take power away from these directors, but because before they had their own projects and resources under control and they don't like it. Yeah? But you have a lot of advantages here. Now, PMO versus operation. If you are an agile company, that means you want to innovate, you want to stay top of the market. You are not only focused on your operational cash cow all the time, you should give resources to project management, almost equally than to operations, which in a lot of companies is not the case. Yeah? So if you look at this chart, project management and portfolio planning of all projects is equal with operational planning. Yeah? And it's directly connected to the strategy and objectives of the company. And there, if you really want to be an agile company, a projectized, project-driven company, you should go with this kind of structure. The opportunities, of course, you have a very high collaboration because people get used to work in a lot of projects with very lot of different teams together. You get a lot of motivation. You get an agile management into the company. But the pitfalls what companies do wrong, they don't allocate enough resources to project. Project is always the extra work beside operations. Yeah? Then you limit yourself on innovation if you do that. And of course, you put a very high focus on operations because that's where the money comes from. But if you really, a future-oriented agile company, strengthen your project management, strengthen PMO, and give them enough resources. Now, I have two business cases here from the consulting we do. First, objective and key result management. Why PMO is very useful for that. So you don't use PMO only for projects, you can also use it for other centralized agile topics in the company. Objective and key results is a management method which was developed around 20 years ago and first used by Intel and Google. There's a very famous book by this John Doerr guy. Yeah? And it's different than KPIs. And a lot of people ask me, why do we have to go from KPIs to OKR? No, you don't have to go from KPIs to OKR. You can run them in parallel if you want. There's no decision one or the other. But the most important part here is point 4. If you look at point 4, KPIs measure the performance and measure processes. So if a guy works in a car factory and he's making one screw every day, you're just measuring the screw he is doing. Yeah? And how is the quality of the screw? And he will never see the car. He only will see the screw he is doing. Now, objective and key result, especially for agile companies, is connecting employees directly with the full product. So it gives them a sense of accountability, a sense of ownership. So that's the main. So OKR is not a process checking tool, it's more an inspiring tool where the key results are connected to the company objective. Now, how do we connect OKR and PMO? So OKR is about transparency. It's about making the goals inspiring, so you don't tell only, hey, you have to do the screw. No, you are really a part of the car, and you make it public, and you measure the progress on a weekly basis. And this is where PMO can help you. So if I implement OKR like I did with some clients here in Myanmar already, we are very happy if they already have a PMO, and PMO can do the weekly progress measurement on the key result, on the actions and key result. Now, objectives and key result. Objectives is where you want to go. What's the target? Key result is how you want, what do you want to achieve? What is the outcome? Or sometimes it's even why you want to achieve that. So I have a lot of IT clients. So IT clients are very proud about, our key result is to test it next month, and in 2 months we implement it. And I'm very skeptical because I'm a business guy. And IT implementation for me is not a big success factor. For me, it's only why do you do the IT implementation? What is the usage? So one of my clients was like, yeah, we implement in 2 months this e-commerce tool to have in 3 months 5,000 clients. And that's the real inspiring key result. So it's not about implementing a tool. I mean, you are not really inspiring anybody by implementing a tool. That's boring. But to tell people what you do with the tool and what you want to achieve in the next months or in the next year with this tool, that's inspiring. That's where PMO can help to track it and to keep it online. So on the action planning, so OKR is actually a very wrong title. It should be called OKR A. I call it A because I call it actions, not plan. Because I know a lot of people who have a plan, but they don't do anything. So I think the word action is better. So it's actually called OKRA. And of course, the planning and the action is one of the main jobs PMO is doing. Yeah, we get project plans, we get action plans, and PMO is following up with that. So, just a quick that you can see what are OKRs. So for example, if I have the objective, and the previous speaker spoke about that, said, I want to get fit. What can be a key result? Can somebody give me a key result? What result can you achieve, let's say in 3 months, if you want to get fit? What result can you expect? How much in 3 months? Okay, 6 kilograms in 3 months is a key result. I have other examples here. Finish a 5K run under 45 minutes, do 50 planks, and so on. Actions is what we do on a daily or weekly basis to achieve it. So this is a little bit a tricky part of OKR. A lot of people confuse actions and key results. So doing something daily is not a key result. It's like a key result is baking a cake. Going to the supermarket and buying the sugar is not your key result. It's only an action to get to the cake. So this is very important here in OKR. The same here, if I want to increase the profit, I either have to sell more or I have to save costs. These are the key results. Yeah? And I can do a lot of action. So just that you a little bit understand where OKR goes. This is a very powerful methodology with a 3 months measurement cycle to speed up and to make your company more agile. The second business case I want to talk about is customer experience management. So why do customers matter? First, you want them to come back. So customer experience, the experience a customer is doing with your product and services is important because they should come back. And the second thing is they should recommend you, or at least they should not complain about you, because complaining is much more powerful. Now, what is customer experience? A lot of people confuse it with customer service. Customer service is normally a hotline or a chat. And I always say customer service is like the doctor, customer experience is like the gym. And nobody likes to go to the doctor. I mean, we don't call CS for fun. We don't like to call CS. So in order that you can avoid that people have to call you CS, you have to be better on customer experience. Which means, how the customer feels and thinks about every interaction or anything he sees with your product or your service. Any promotion, any person, any feeling, any pop-up, anything he can touch and see, that's customer experience. If you go in Vietnam to a coffee place, what is the very first customer experience you are doing? Anybody has an idea? What is the very first thing you need in Vietnam from a coffee place? Who lived in Vietnam? The first thing you need in Vietnam from a coffee place is a good parking for your motorbike. If you don't have a good parking for your motorbike as a coffee place, you are not competitive in Vietnam. It doesn't matter if your coffee is good or bad. Starbucks Vietnam does not provide motorbike parking places because they only want posh customers. So if I go there with my motorbike, I'm completely screwed. Yeah? They don't want me. Yeah? But this is customer experience. Now, moments of truth are, you have to look what is the most important part of the customer journey where your customers make decision or they disengage. So for example, on online shopping, it's the checkout. A lot of people, they put products into the checkout and then they don't pay. And you have to find out why. And we talk in customer experience, what I said already, touch points, every interaction a customer does, so everything a customer can see. And everything which is negative, we call pain point. And I give you one example from a very basic customer journey. This is an e-commerce customer journey. So we have discovery, which is the homepage. Then we have research, which is the product page. We have payment or purchase, which is the checkout. These are 3 online steps. And then we have 3 offline steps. A very powerful step of a customer is waiting. I mean, you also have Grab in Myanmar. Sometimes you wait 10, 15 minutes of your taxi. And that's a touch point. That's a very annoying touch point, actually, right? And you need information. And also some e-commerce companies don't do that very well. Then, of course, if you get lucky, you get a delivery, and that's where your journey should stop, in the delivery. But if something goes wrong, you need after sales. And if you see here, I worked for Lazada, an Alibaba company before. The red ones are a little bit where people had the most pain points with e-commerce. Yeah? So why I'm telling that? Because customer experience, this is the analyze phase, but where we understand the customer. And a lot of companies do that. I mean, I had meetings with Grab. They fully know what are your pain points. They're just not doing anything about it. That's why you need PMO again. So what is customer experience department or responsibles doing? They do feedback and data research. They understand why the customer is reacting like that. They try to solve the issue, not for one customer, for many customers, and they check if the solution was fine. And this is exactly where PMO can help you. That's exactly what PMO does in projects. So even for a topic like customer experience, having PMO is very, very useful. Yeah? I know PMO is not doing the research, but you can get your marketing department doing the research. But in collecting the actions in the company to fix something for many customers and to make these things happen throughout the whole company, PMO can help. Okay. That's all from me. These are our services again. So thank you very much. My name is Carsten Ley from Asia PMO. Thank you.